Knox Ossiflux. In the underbelly of Pulsewave City, where the data streams hummed like overtaxed arteries, Knox Ossiflux hunched over his rig in a cramped hab unit that smelled of burnt circuits and instant synth meals. By day, he was just another codebreaker, jacked into the endless Pulsewave network, cracking petty encryptions for creds that barely covered the rent. Neon flickers danced across his sharp features, etching lines of quiet desperation. His sister Lyra lay in the next room, her body ravaged by neural rot, a plague the core kept locked behind paywalls of code. Knox's fingers danced on the holo keys, probing the network's edges, but tonight a familiar dread coiled in his gut. The core were tightening the grid, sniffing our independence like him. One wrong breach and he'd be ghosted. Yet Lyra's laboured breaths urged him on. His ordinary grind was fracturing under the weight of what he couldn't afford to lose. The Pulsewave surged, unbidden, a rogue packet slicing through Knox's defences like a whisper from the void. It materialised on his primary screen, an unmarked cipher, dense and alive, pulsing with forbidden promise. Heart-pounding, Knox isolated it, fingers trembling as he initiated the first peel. Lines of code bloomed like illicit flowers, coordinates to a black market med cache, enough neural stabilizers to save Lyra, but too scented. No tag, no trace, just a ghost echo, break the breaker, the status quo shattered. If he ignored it, Lyra faded. If he dove in, the corp hunters would come calling. With a curse under his breath, Knox jacked deeper. The inciting spark had ignited. There was no turning back from the inferno. Dawn bled synthetic light through grimy viewports as Knox pushed into the cipher's layers. Each breach a skirmish against auto-defenses that clawed at his neural implants. Tracers pinged his grid corp sentinels, sleek as vipers. He rerouted through proxy nodes, sweat at an empathy, something. Deciding on the fly ally with old contact Yoren Quill, a jittery data smuggler in the lower stacks. Yoren's favour cost Knox his last cred stash, but the medcache coords sharpened into focus. Dodging a firewall ambush that fried his secondary rig, Knox made his call, commit fully. Lyra's life hung in the code's balance. Challenges mounted, but Knox's decisions carved a path forward, resolve hardening like forged alloy. At the cipher's core, the twist uncoiled like a venomous vine. Not meds, but schematics, a blueprint for Pulsewave's nexus, a kill switch to unravel the entire network. Knox reeled back, unjacked, the room spinning. The sender's echo resolved. Elias Crow, his mentor, presumed purged years ago in a corp raid, but Crow's SID was laced with corp overtones. He flipped, baiting independence into a trap. Stakes skyrocketed. Crack this, doom billions to blackout chaos, expose it, invite annihilation. Knox smashed a holoscreen in fury, the reversal flipping his world. No saviour packet, just a noose disguised as hope. The direction shifted. Now he hunted the hunter. In force of Vex Harlan's drone swarmed the stacks, their red eyes piercing the smog as Knox fled. Lyra's stabilizer vial clutched like a talisman. Crow's betrayal deepened the rift. Proxies turned. Yoren sold out for amnesty. Knox's implants screamed overload warnings, limits tested in alley chases and brutal grid duels. He forged an uneasy pact with rival breaker Mira Voss, a cynical laugh cutting through the static. Trust the glitch, Ossiflux! Together they burrowed toward Crow's lair, but Harlan's side jams clawed at Knox's mind, visions of Lyra's corpse flashing. Obstacles peaked, stripping him bare, forcing every ounce of cunning to survive the deepening abyss. In the pulsing heart of the Nexus Tower, shadows writhed as Knox and Mira breached the sanctum. Crow loomed, augmented eyes gleaming with fanatic zeal. Pulsewave is order, Knox. Your chaos ends here. Harlan burst in, pulse rifle blazing, the air crackling with energy whips. Knox danced through holomines, code clashing in neural fury. Mira downed by a stun blast. Crow unleashing the trap virus. Tension crested, Knox's fingers blurred on the override rig, countering the kill switch while Harlan closed in. A desperate hack severed Harlan's implants. Crow lunged, but Knox's final breach impaled the Mentor's defenses. The climax thundered, whirled on a knife's edge. The Nexus shuddered, Pulsewave's grip loosening as Knox's counter-virus spread, not destroying, but democratizing. Data flows opened to the undergrid. Crow slumped, digitized to oblivion. Harlan's husk sparked out. Mira stirred, grinning through blood. You rewired the game, Breaker. Knox returned to Lyra, vial administered, her eyes flickering awake in the newfound quiet. The core reeled, a new equilibrium dawning. Codebreakers like him no longer ghosts, but architects. Pulsewave City breathed freer, Knox Ossiflux forever changed, standing at the dawn of a fractured, hopeful grid.